grade 12, we are still on the revision of the functions, paper 1. Guys, if you look at these questions, they're actually interlinking, but you need to remember the content and the basic of it. And you will be able to follow the logic and you get it right. Some questions can repeat itself, but with a different context. So you need to remember where you have found it and how is it directed to the knowledge you have been taught. This question is now question number 5. So if you look at it, we are running through, or we are playing around question 5, question 4, question 5, question 4. And these are the basic questions that one can collect marks and make sure that you pass on these questions. Okay, the information given in this, they said, the graph of g of x is equals to ax is drawn in the sketch below. The point S2 and 9 lies on G. T is the y-intercept of G. So let's look at that graph they are talking about. This is the graph. You can see that as x is increasing, y is also increased. And this graph, we are given 1 point on it, so we can go and check the questions. All the time, you are given a graph or an equation, you must try to relate it to what you have or what you know on the graph. 5.1. Write down the coordinates of t. Folks, we have been told that t is the y-intercept. So to find the coordinates of t, it means we have to let our x to be equal to 0. Even though our equation is not complete, we are given g of x is equals to a to the power x. So even that is the case, we still can, or we still need to find our value of y for intersections. Now, look at this. We said every time we're looking for y-intercept, we must let x to be equal to 0. Now, when you are letting x to be 0, then it means that we are going to put 0 wherever we see x. In other words, your g of 0 then will be equal to a to the power 0. But in terms of exponent, we say everything to the power 0, it is going to be equals to 1. So even a to the power 0 is equals to 1. Therefore, the coordinates of t, it is going to be the 0 that you have used or you have let to be, and also the 1 that you have calculated just now. You see how simple you can get that 2 marks. That is simple and straightforward. Okay, let's go to the second question, which is 5.2. In 5.2, they say calculate the value of a. Now we are looking at the value of a, which is what we were thinking of. It doesn't give us full information. Okay, to find the value of a, remember we have g of x, it's equals to a to the power x, for which g of x represent y. People, this is just y. So now, the coordinate that we are given is s, which consists of both x and y. X there is 2 and y is 9. So we're going to substitute using that s there. Our y is going to become 9, which will be equals to a to the power 2. Now we need to write 9 so that it will have the power of 2 in terms of exponent. So this can be this written as the same as 3 to the power 2 equals to a to the exponent 2. Now, if the exponents are the same, we actually ignore them and we focus on the bases. So now a is equals to a 3. And we are done with that question. So you see how simple this can be, or can be, but they can try to trick you by starting off asking something, and then after that they ask you a. So you think it's not possible for you to do that, which is possible. Okay, folks, let's go to 5.3. Question 5.3, it says the graph H is obtained by reflecting G in the y-axis. So this is the y-axis. If we reflect this graph G along this line, we are going to find H. Write down the equation. We're just going to straighten write the equation. If I try to redraw what they're saying here and try to interpret, as x increases, y is decreasing. So it means there's nothing changing here except the fact that my a now will be less than a 1. It's going to be a decreasing graph. So I'm going to write my h of x as being equals to 3 to the power negative x, which can be rewritten as 1 over 3 to the exponent of x. And that's what they wanted you to do. Did they give us a condition of how to write it? No. So if they did not give us the condition, we can write by using h of x, or we can use y is equals to. Both ways it will be correct. And that is the end of functions. I guess you guys will enjoy this and you will have a very good examination due to functions. Thank you.